that for Buckeye stuff.
That's right.
All right, we're on.
That's right. Barb, you're good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, I'd like to welcome everyone to the January 11th, 2021. I don't think anyone is going to be sad to see 2020 behind us. Meeting of the Delaware County Board of Commissioners. Would you please rise and join me in the pledge? I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. I'm Jeff Benton, President of the Board, for another minute or two. And on Zoom is Gary Merrill, our Vice President, and our fellow Commissioner Barb Lewis to my left, Administrator Mike Foreman to my right, and Jennifer Walraven is going to run the meeting today. So take it away.
Resolution number 21-01 in the matter of approving the electronic record of proceedings from regular meeting held December 28th, 2020.
So move.
Second, discussion. Vote.
Vote on motion 21-01. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Next up, we have item number 2, which is our reorganization board of the commissioners. Resolution number 21-02 in the matter of reorganization of Board of Commissioners president.
I would like to appoint Gary Merrill as president of the board.
I will second that motion. And any discussion?
I think he'll do a good job.
I think he'll do a good job.
Yeah.
So, all right, well, we'll take a vote.
Vote on motion 21-02 to have Commissioner Merrill be president of the board for 2021. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
I'll abstain.
Mr. Benton?
Aye. Congratulations, Commissioner Merrill.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. I don't know how well you guys can hear me. Due to circumstances out of my control, I'm having to do my thing today. Mr. Benton, I want to say thank you to the job you did last year as our president, and you're a very important part of the Delaware County Commissioner Board, and I just want to say thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome. It was an interesting year.
I'm sorry?
It was an interesting year.
We won't blame it on you. How's that?
Okay. That sounds good.
The matter of reorganization of the board for the vice president, Jennifer, I'd like to make the motion that we nominate Barb Lewis for that position.
And I would,
I'll make the motion.
do you need to read the resolution first, or?
I can.
Okay.
Resolution number 21-03 in the matter of reorganization of Board of Commissioners Vice President, Commissioner Merrill is nominating Commissioner Lewis.
And I will second that nomination. And I would also agree that Commissioner Lewis will do a great job as Vice President. With that, we'll take a vote.
Vote on motion 21-03. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Well, congratulations, Commissioner Lewis. For the facilitate the meeting and for the easy flow of the meeting, I'm going to ask that our Vice President lead today's meeting just to make it much smoother operation than me doing it by Zoom. So with that, Commissioner Lewis, hopefully you'll be willing to do that.
Absolutely. Thank you, Commissioner Merrill. And I'd also like to thank Commissioner Benton for the fine job that you did, especially navigating those ditch
Virtual
hearings.
ditch hearings.
I was so thankful that you were sharing those. And you did a great job, though,
Thank you.
because, being president. Thank you. And Commissioner Merrill, you did a good job, too. Great job as the VP. All right, we will proceed.
Resolution number 21-04, resolution to designate the official representative and alternates for the purpose of voting at the annual meeting of the County Commissioners Association of Ohio 2021.
So moved.
Second.
Second? Oh, sorry. I guess I'll second it.
Okay, sure. Discussion. Vote?
Vote on motion 21-04. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 21-05, in the matter of appointment of the board's representative to various boards and commissions.
So moved.
Discussion? Vote?
Vote on motion 21-05. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Resolution number 21-06, in the matter of delegating authority to the Director of Delaware County Department of Job and Family Services.
So moved.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Discussion?
Got this delay.
It's just a,
Delay.
Yeah, there is about a second.
Is Bob Anderson here?
Yeah, he's out there.
yes, this item is just a yearly item that we do. Mr.
Okay.
Anderson
Yeah.
does have some other more direct
Oh, I see.
items later in the agenda.
Okay, so we can go ahead
Yeah.
if there's no further discussion?
Vote on motion 21-06. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 21-07, in the matter of approving an amendment to the agreement between the Board of Directors of Delaware, Knox, Marion, Morrow Joint Solid Waste Management District and the Board of Commissioners of Delaware County, Ohio, for implementation of county recycling and litter prevention office services.
So moved.
So moved.
I moved it.
Second.
Okay.
Discussion? Vote?
Vote on motion 21-07. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 21-08, in the matter of approving purchase orders and announce certificates and payments of warrants in batch number CM APR 0108.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Vote?
Vote on motion 21-08. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 21-09, in the matter of approving a transfer of funds.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Any discussion on this?
These were items that were approved in the budget.
Yeah.
These are just the transfers from the general fund to the special revenue funds as allocated in the budgets.
Okay. Okay. Vote?
Vote on motion 21-09. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 21-10, in the matter of declaring a public purpose and authorizing the use of Delaware County funds for the purchase of coffee, meals, refreshments, and other amenities.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Vote?
Vote on motion 21-10. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 21-11, in the matter of approving travel expense request.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Vote?
Vote on motion 21-11. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Resolution number 21-12, in the matter of approving an advance of funds for juvenile court.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
Good morning, Karen Watkins, Juvenile Court Fiscal Coordinator. This is for our cost reimbursable grant that we have 2 of them through the Attorney General's office. This is just to make sure that we're never in the negative when it comes to payroll as we're waiting for our reimbursement to come from the state.
Okay, thank you, Karen. Vote?
Vote on motion 21-12. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Resolution number 21-13, in the matter of approving the First Amendment to the software maintenance agreement between Courtview Justice Solution, doing business as Equivent, and the Board of Delaware County Commissioners and the Delaware County Common Pleas Court Juvenile Division for case management system used by Delaware County Common Pleas Court.
So moved.
Discussion.
This is our 2021 contract with Equivant and our Courtview system that we use in both juvenile and probate court. Just a continuation is what we've already been using for several years.
How does the dollars for this year compare?
It's comparable. It's all based upon just the number of licenses that we use and that we access across the street.
There wasn't a rate increase.
For this year, I believe it was maybe $1,000 from last year. It's a $51,000 cost.
You're pleased with the service?
Absolutely. We're able to maintain all of our social files and the legal files themselves. We've also selected e-payment so we can maintain taking credit card payments online, and that's especially worked out during
Yes.
COVID-19 and
Right.
making sure that things continue to proceed as they need to.
Oh, wow.
All right.
All right, vote.
Vote on motion 21-13. Mr. Merrill? Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Karen.
Karen.
Resolution number 21-14, in the matter of approving the child placement service contracts and First Amendments between the Delaware County Board of Commissioners, the Delaware County Department of Job and Family Services, and child placement provider Healing Pathways Traditional Homes.
So moved.
Discussion.
Good morning, Commissioners. Bob Anderson with Job and Family Services. This is just another placement agreement with Healing Pathways. We had an emergency placement at this facility. We are finding it to be a little harder each time because of special needs finding placements, and so I've been coming over quite often with new agreements, and this is just another one of those. One child placed there at a group home. The per diem rate is $289 per day.
Okay. But you've not used them until before this emergency
Correct.
placement?
Yeah, this is a new provider.
Okay.
And like I say, as we reach out, more and more counties are having trouble finding placements, some needs-based, some just because they're full.
Right.
Now, these are tough things.
Yeah, they are.
Yes.
Boy.
Tough. Discussion and vote.
Vote on motion 21-14. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 21-15.
Thanks,
In the matter of approving an owner's agreement for Olentangy Falls East, Section 3.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Good morning, Commissioners. Rob Riley, Chief Deputy Engineer. Have Lee Bodnar, our County Engineer Administrator, with us today as well. This item involves Olentangy Falls Section 3, which is a 25-lot, single-family section of this subdivision. This is our standard agreement that involves the construction of the street and stormwater improvements, and recommending approval on this one.
Okay, discussion. Vote.
Vote on motion 21-15. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Resolution number 21-16, in the matter of accepting the roads and establishing stop conditions and approving recommended speed limits for Britton Woods, Section 1.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
You'll recall that Britton Woods is a subdivision in Genoa Township off Red Bank Road. We had to step in and complete the required developers' work. That work was done in December, and so the roads are ready to go on the public system. It's been quite some time since the original streets were built. We've notified Genoa Township, and so they're aware that they'll begin need to begin to maintain these streets, and so we're recommending approval of this item.
Okay. I notice there's some big homes built back there.
It's really a pretty subdivision.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll have to drive back there now.
I know there's been a lot of work and a lot of background noise trying to get this thing done, so I
it
applaud
has,
the
right.
office for finally getting it to the finish line.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for
Yep.
all your work you've done on it.
Yeah.
Vote.
Vote on motion 21-16, Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 21-17, in the matter of approving right-of-way work permit summary sheet.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
We had 10 applications for utility work permits in the right-of-way, and these are all standard items we're recommending approval.
Hey, vote.
Vote on motion 21-17, Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 21-18, in the matter of establishing a maintenance bond for Liberty Grand Communities, Section 1, Phase A, B, and C.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Liberty Grand Section 1, A, B, and C, this is basically the Liberty Grand Boulevard that runs from Stites Road to Sawmill Parkway. That work has been completed, and so this would place that new street on the one-year developer maintenance period. We'll continue to do monitoring and inspection at the end of that 1 year before placing it on the county system.
Okay, vote.
Vote on motion 2-18, Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 21-19, in the matter of reappointing members to the Berkshire Landing New Community Authority Board of Trustees.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Good morning, Commissioners. Jane Hawes, Director of Communications. We have before you with the the Berkshire Landing New Community Authority Board of Trustees, Pat Blaney and Rob Riley have both agreed, are interested in being reappointed, and we, I hope that you will agree.
That's great. They'll, so glad that they are willing to serve again. That's
Yep.
wonderful. Vote.
Vote on motion 21-19, Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jane.
We will have a presentation from Tiffany Mag, our Director of Environmental Services and Regional Sewer District, their update to the Board of Commissioners on sanitary approvals.
Morning, Commissioners. Tiffany Mag, Director of Environmental Services. So as we wait for this map to pop up here, we have a few updates from December. Okay. So this is very similar to the update that we had last month. We continue to see growth in some of those same areas over near the Sawmill Parkway corridor. We have the Liberty Grand development is the one that's shown here in pink. Plan approval there, that's for some single-family homes. We also have over here to the west, this is an EPCON condo development called River Bluff, a subdividers agreement for the next couple phases of that. I think there's a couple hundred units in the EPCON development there. We're also continuing to see that growth along the 23 corridor with Olentangy Falls. This is along Heights Road, west of 23. And then we also, once again, continue to see a lot of development up near 36, 37, and 71. We have some North Star single-family homes, and then a couple North Lake Woods single-family home subdivisions. And then finally, Lewis Center. These are kind of the same areas that we talked about last month. Some additional single-family homes over in Lewis Center with the Hidden Creek estates there. So I think you all got my update on Friday. We had very strong numbers on the new connections in 2020, the highest we've had since 2005. So very excited about that.
Hey. Great
I think it
job.
was, I think we had 1,170 new connections. Previously, in 2019, we had 673, so almost doubled what we did the previous year. Came in at $2 million over our budgeted number for the new tap fees.
Oh, gosh,
So-
Tiffany, thank you. Yeah, great job, just a great job to you and the team. Golly.
That's amazing, since 2005, I didn't.
Yeah, 2005. Yeah, the closest year that we had was 2017. There were 1,118, so very similar. But yeah, this has been a really strong year. We can't believe how much residential development we've been seeing, and a lot of the new apartment complexes, those bring in quite a bit of tap fees as well.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, yeah.
Gosh.
And so predictions for 2021?
From what we're hearing from some of the developers, it's not going to slow down. We're actually hearing from them that they want to do 50% more in the central Ohio area, or, whatever that number is, for each different developer. But from what we're hearing, they're acting like it will not slow down. So we'll see what the numbers say next year.
Oh, my gosh.
It's remarkable, given the crazy year that 2020 was.
Right.
That residential construction just didn't slow at all. In fact, accelerated. So again, just remarkable.
Yeah, it really is. And I do hear a lot of, the inventory of homes available for sale is just so low that they can't stop building houses. They're going to keep selling them. So we'll see how long that goes.
It was great that they were able to work, classified as essential workers, and so much of the work was outside, and so that's great.
Yep, yeah, we had our full staff out there through the entire pandemic, watching those construction projects keep moving. I think we only had maybe a couple instances where a contractor got hit with COVID, and so they kind of had to shut down or change personnel, but our guys all, maintained that distancing. They're outside, and so we didn't have any issues at all. So,
oh, that's great.
knock on wood, that continues.
Oh, gosh.
Do you see any new areas in 2021? The areas that you highlighted in 2020, we're very much aware of. Do you see any new emerging?
I don't know, Mike, is there anything that I'm missing from this map? We see a lot going on out 71 and 36, 37. There's a couple of those larger parcels in Sunbury that look like, that are west of Galena Road that will service. Looks like those are getting ready to move forward, but that's kind of in that same area. I think, other than that, we're talking a little bit about that area north of Delaware that I'll be wanting to come talk to the three of you about here in the near future. But that's in the very initial stages. So, but yeah, I don't think there's anything else that I'm really.
I think you'll just see further, like up Sawmill Parkway.
Right.
You said the 36, 37 area will continue to grow, maybe near Tanger. So, yeah.
I think we continue to have interest over, kind of in this.
Galena?
Yeah. Yep, and that's, there's some area that already has service, some area that really needs some major trunk sewer work to get service, so we kind of have been working through that with the different developers over the past couple of years.
Wow. Gee.
Okay.
Well, very interesting, though. The map is a great.
Hopefully the weekly updates are helpful. Obviously December's a little bit slower month as typical, but we're seeing things ramp back up already in January, so probably have a much longer list in the next couple months.
I think the River Bluff will help the Lower Scioto Community Authority. The two, how many FCON units did you say was in there?
There's a total of, I think, 200.
They'll build those pretty fast, and the value will be pretty good, so that should
Right.
help that the community authority really start to expand.
Yeah, and with getting more flow into the Lower Scioto plant, which
Yep,
is good for a whole bunch of reasons.
right.
Okay.
Okay, well, great.
Well, thanks for the update, and thanks for all the good work in 2020, and
Thank you.
look forward to another good year.
Absolutely.
Okay, great.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
Good luck. Wow.
We do have another business item today from our Economic Development Department. I thought Zach was.
Thank you.
Zach gonna come and present, or Bob? Well, Bob's not here, I know.
And I'll add that before he comes in, this resolution does concern United Way, and I am on the board of United Way, so I am recusing myself from any discussion and also from voting.
I think you see a record number year last year. because of the long-range plan that Regional Sewer and Tiffany's group working with the developers up front. I just think that was kind of the culmination this last year. Unfortunately, the pandemic overlooked it, so. Go ahead, Zach.
Resolution number 21-20, in the matter of authorizing the application for payment under the United States Department of Treasury Emergency Rental Assistance Program.
So moved.
Second.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Discussion?
Oh, sorry. Pardon me. Good morning, Commissioners. Zach Dowley, Economic Development.
Yeah, there we go.
Sorry.
That's better. Hard time hearing.
Yeah, sorry, Zach Dowley, Economic Development. The U.S. Treasury, through the CARES Act program, has money available for emergency rental assistance and the administration thereof. Because of the new rules with this second round of CARES funding, Delaware County now reaches the population requirement to directly apply. Under the Treasury's equation that they give to estimate the award, it would be about $6 million that would be able to use to give emergency assistance to the most vulnerable people in Delaware County for ongoing rental problems due to COVID-19. Happy to answer any questions.
Yeah, what's the timeline on this, Zach? When do we apply? When do we hear? When do the funds become available? When do they get dispersed and so on?
Sure. So my understanding is we would apply today. The deadline is tomorrow. So if the commissioners decided to approve it, we would move forward with that signature and get the application sent in. My understanding, based on the Treasury Department's website, is it'd be about 30 days until the dispersal of those funds. And we would have until the 31st of this year to spend those funds, or then we would have to return them. If
December 31st.
December 31st, excuse me, yes.
Okay, so you got
The end of the year.
Okay. We're going to use United Way as the administrator. Oh, Eric Hosteller has
I
a
just want to clarify
comment.
that the law does require that those funds be earmarked by the end of September. So even if they haven't been spent, they need to be identified, otherwise that recapture will happen at that point. So yes, we have until December to actually get the funds out, but they have to be identified for use by the end of September.
Okay, good point,
you, Eric.
good point. Thank you. Yeah, so we're going to, and the reason Commissioner Lewis is recusing is we're going to designate United Way as the administrator for this, and they then identify, as they did with the previous CARES funding, identify the residents who qualify and disperse those funds and so on.
Yeah, the idea and the intent is to use United Way once again, as the county has in the past. I think that they have the most robust infrastructure to reach those people and administer those funds and hold on to those records correctly.
Right. So.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
The only comment, I strongly support this application. I strongly support anything we do to help the residents of the county. And United Way is a great organization, which I've been privileged to be a director of in the past, as Commissioner Lewis is currently. I just would like to make the statement that the priority has to shift from finding ways to use federal dollars we don't have to get people back to work and get this vaccine distributed. And I think that needs to be reset. So I strongly support the application.
Yeah, good. One other thing I just want to confirm is that there are no risks to Delaware County. I mean, we're acting as a pass-through, if you will. We take these funds from, and maybe that's a question to be addressed by our council.
There's no local match either.
There's no local match, right?
Financial risk.
In terms of risk to county funds, no. Whenever you accept a grant, especially a federal one, there are terms and conditions that go along with that grant. So the only risk would be in not complying with those regulations.
Yeah.
So that's why it would be important to make sure we button up the administrative side of this and handle everything appropriately in accordance with all regulations. Other than that, I mean, if you're talking about financial risk, no.
Yeah. Yeah, that's primarily what I was talking about, financial risk. But again, United Way did a really nice job with the previous program in 2020. So clearly they're qualified and capable, so. I think that's really important. Commissioner Merrill, any other comments?
No other comment.
Okay, yeah, I think this is a great idea and will help a lot of our residents who still need it, but I completely agree with Commissioner Merrill that the long-term solution is to get everybody back to work. Jennifer, let's take a vote.
Vote on motion 21-20. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
All right, that brings us to administrator reports
Thanks,
and
guys.
Administrator Fromer.
Good morning, Commissioners. Mike Fomer, County Administrator. Last week, Dawn and I participated with Humane Society in kind of a kickoff brainstorming session on a potential joint facility with Humane Society and the dog warden. And it was a really good meeting. I think we covered a lot of territory, and the gentleman that's doing the work is kind of a national person in this type of work. And it was interesting to hear his comments about Delaware County statistics and things like that. So I think it's a very viable project, and look forward to getting from them, some of the layouts and things in the future. The other thing too is I know Dawn wanted to introduce a new very important staff member. So Dawn, if you want to come back.
Thank you, Mike. Dawn Houston, Deputy Administrator, and I would like to introduce our new Human Resources Coordinator, Ellen Wendell, who is with us today for session. Ellen comes to us with really over 10 years of experience in labor and human resources, and she's back for her second week. We're very, very excited to have her here with us. Ellen's a Delaware County resident, and I think is enjoying a shorter commute to work. She was most recently with the City of Whitehall as their HR director. So she's definitely hit the ground running and has a wealth of knowledge and experience that we are so thrilled to have here in Delaware County. So welcome.
Thank you. Ellen, would you like to say anything?
I'm excited to be here. Thank you for the opportunity. The first week went well and came back for,
There we go. We can't hear you as well.
I'm excited to be here. The first week went well, and I'm excited to come back for week 2 and keep moving forward.
Oh, gosh.
You made it back.
Yeah, thank you so much. We're very happy to have you, and boy, human resources is always busy, so, as you know. So,
Yes.
so thank you so much. That's
Thank you.
great.
Great to have you on board. Thanks, Don. Okay. Administrator reports. Mike, anything else?
The only thing, I won't touch upon the big thing that's going to happen at 8 o'clock, but the next biggest thing this week is we're supposed to move on Friday. So last week, every time I talked about it, it seemed like punch list items creeped up at the courthouse, or historic courthouse, so I'm not going to say anything other than we are planning to move on Friday. So for other, and we'll be sending communication out, but other offices, that bring stuff over here, we're going to ask that they not do that on Friday so we don't get anything lost in the move. And should be opening up the following Tuesday after the holiday next door. So anyway.
We can't wait. Gee.
Friday, and I think you said we're supposed to move on Friday.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, we have one more session.
Yeah, we'll have Thursday morning here.
Yes, that's right, Thursday morning here. Well, we have commissioner reports. Commissioner Merrill.
Mine's very short. I just want to wish everybody had a great New Year, a happy New Year, and hope it is a happier New Year and a Merry Christmas. We got a lot to do this year. We're way behind on this petition, as you well know, and we just got a lot of things to do in the county, keep things moving forward in this great county that we're fortunate to live and work in. And that's what I'll have today. And I look forward to the opportunity of serving the role of president this year.
Thank you. Commissioner Benton.
Yeah, I agree. There is a lot going on, as always. There's a lot of good things. Obviously, the sewer connections, that's a good indicator for the future and so on. We do have TID meeting Wednesday, correct? And then the land bank, interestingly, did have their auction for the Sunny V property last week. And no bidders, but 5 people were there as potential bidders. And so with no bidders, it goes, I think, 2 weeks, Eric? Is re-auctioned in 2 weeks. Okay, so that's the schedule for that, and we'll get the Sunny V property, as we've been trying to do for some time now. We'll get that back on the private sector hands and back on the tax rolls and put back to productive use. So yeah, I guess same thing. I'd just like to wish everyone a happy 2021, and we're going to continue to work through the challenges from 2020, but hopefully they'll be in the rearview mirror and fading. I have to, of course, mention some significant sports events. We'll start with the Browns. Yesterday, the Browns absolutely demolished the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I want to compliment Baker Mayfield for his performance, because he, as we all know, he started at Texas Tech. And so it's great that we have a Texas Tech person who's leading our beloved Browns to new ground. And then, of course, tonight, obviously, is the biggest night. The Buckeyes are playing Alabama for the national championship at 8:15. And I know everyone's going to root for them, but just to ensure that everyone roots for them extra strongly, I'll bring cinnamon buns in from Hamburger Inn if they win tomorrow morning. So anyway, hopefully they'll win, but everybody need to get behind the Buckeyes. And what?
With that, I do have a comment. First of all, Baker did start out Texas Tech, but he saw the errors of his way. They won at Heisman, that's the University of Oklahoma. And OSU, Ohio State, the Ohio State, has a running back who transferred from where? The University of Oklahoma. So it's amazing how Oklahoma beat LSU.
I agree. Well said, Commissioner Merrill. We couldn't ignore Trey Sermon either. That's very true. So anyway, that's all I
wondered how long it would take. Right.
Boy, what a couple of great games he's had last.
Oh my gosh, yes. Boy, oh boy. I want to wish everyone a very happy New Year, and boy, go Bucks. Everybody's going to be watching Justin Fields and also Trey Sermon.
Trey Sermon.
Oh, boy. And what I had a chance to read something about he and his mom and their close relationship, and she is just a very, very extraordinary person, and going for her doctorate in psychology, and also has plans to open a business to help those who have, women who have been confronted with just terrible domestic violence, and just such a giving person. And he always talks to his mother before the games. And so it's just an outstanding family. And wish all the Bucks the best, and go Bucks. I believe we do have need for executive session.
We do. Resolution number 21-21, in the matter of adjourning into executive session for consideration of appointment, employment, and compensation of a public employee or public official, and for pending or imminent litigation.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 21-21. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Okay, we are now adjourned into executive session.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion vote.
Vote on motion 21-22, Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye. Any more business? Hearing none, we are adjourned.